Not into that. What I am into is hearing what Steve Kerr had to say yesterday with Willard and Mark Grady. Mark Grady was filling in for Dan Dibley. And, I guess the top of the right now is the Warriors are 25 games left. They're playing the New York Knicks tonight. They're playing Toronto tomorrow with Scotty Barnes and company. Then they play Sunday against the Boston Celtics against Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. We know about those guys, Drew Holiday. ABC 7 game, 12:30. Everybody's going to be watching. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like Andrew Wiggins will be around. He's out due to personal reasons, and we're going to respect his privacy. We don't know what's going on. Obviously, it's something serious for him to step away from the team, and we respect that. Just like we did last season when he missed 2 months. We respect the fact that he's going to be away for personal reasons. We have no idea what's going on. Steve Kerr touched on that yesterday with Willard and Mark Grady. Here's what Steve Kerr had to say about Andrew Wiggins.
I think so. I think this team is very deep, but also very mature, and we've got a lot of guys who have handled themselves beautifully this year in terms of when it hasn't been their turn, they've continued to work, they've continued to support each other, and when it has been their turn, they've stepped up and played really well, and that's what it takes. I just feel really good about this group. Obviously, Chris coming back gives us so much more direction and organization, especially when Steph's off the floor. And hopefully we'll get Wiggs back soon because I do feel like we've found two groups, a starting group that has clicked here the last month. And now, with Chris and Clay coming off the bench, that's pretty powerful. And so I feel really good about our ability to play a full 48-minute game.
Sounds more so about the team and Steve Kerr feeling good about the team and the return of Chris Paul. Here's the follow-up question about Andrew Wiggins from Mark Willard.
I just think that, we're in a position where, Wiggs is a private person, and so he's asked to keep it private, and we're going to honor that. So, it doesn't help for me to sit here and try to explain any of that. The bottom line is, we respect Wiggs. We need him, and we fully expect him back, but we just don't know what that will be.
So Steve Kerr expects him back. Just don't know when it'll be. Maybe it's on his road trip. Maybe not. Maybe he comes back next Wednesday against Milwaukee. Maybe not. We have no idea. But he's going to be out for some time here. And it's unfortunate because he was playing some really good basketball, the best basketball of the season for him. Individually, playing defense at a high level, being aggressive, going to the rim. It's unfortunate that he's going to be out here. Whatever he's got to deal with, man, he's got to deal with it, and we pray for him, and hopefully everything is okay for him, but it's going to be next man up, and Moses Moody will get that opportunity here in place of Andrew Wiggins. There's no doubt about that, but Steve Kerr shed some light, so Andrew Wiggins, unfortunately, is going to be out due to personal reasons. Again, we're not going to dive into that. We don't know. I'm not going to speculate. FP's not going to speculate, just like we didn't do it last season when he walked away 2 months of the season and came back for the playoffs. So hopefully he's in good spirits, but sounds like he's going to be out for a while, FP.
Yeah, family first, man.
Yep.
Take care of business, whatever that is, and that's none of our business, and nor should it be. So hopefully he's okay, man. I told you the other day on air when it said personal reasons, that jumped out at me because you just don't know how long that's going to be. And obviously he's got to take care of what he's got to take care of. And, if you miss games for any reason at the highest level, there is something serious.
Right.
I said this the other day, the locker room, the clubhouse, my teammates are my sanctuary. Whatever I got going on personally, when I get in my car and I drive to the ballpark or I drive to the arena, all that stuff's compartmentalized. And you walk in and you see your brothers and everything's okay. And you have that, whatever it is, 3 hours for the game, 4 hours before, or maybe an hour after. So the 7 or 8 hours a day you're with your guys, you could just check in. And the real world goes away for a minute. So if you're going to miss that, there's something going on that I hope he's okay. I hope his family's okay. I thought the same thing last year. The scary part is, from just a basketball standpoint, is he was playing really well. You got a sprint to the finish line.
Right.
You're trying to get out of that play-in game. You're trying to get to a 6 seed. All of a sudden, he's playing great, and then, okay.
And you get Chris Paul back.
And it's here we go. Oh, no, okay. But you have to honor the fact and respect the fact that if he stepped away, it's a big deal. The reason that tweet from Anthony Slater popped out at me the other day. When you hear personal reasons, if it's an injury, he'll be back in 2 weeks. He'll be back in 3 games.
Right.
Personal reasons can be however long, and you saw that last year with 2 months.
He just heard it from Kerr.
Yeah, that part's the scary part from a basketball standpoint, from a Warriors getting to where they need to get to standpoint, and you don't know how long this is going to be. And that's why the other day, I was like, oh man, I don't know how long this is going to be. And for anybody on Twitter, anybody to call the show and speculate to say if it's right or it's wrong, that's none of our business, man.
Our audience will respect the fact last year, big deal was made on Twitter about a show tweet that we had. We didn't even really have the conversation about Andrew Wiggins. We were discussing something else, and we didn't touch the situation for about a month because fans are asking. Media members, are curious. Fans who spend money on tickets are curious. What's going on with Wiggs? I'm just like, look, man, he's away from the team. It's something serious, and let's respect that. But, to the point, just from a basketball sense, his last 16 games, he was playing the best ball of the season. 15 points a game, FP.
Confident.
Defensively, he was being aggressive. He was attacking offensively. You mentioned it, confident. He was shooting 54% from the floor. And another 46.5% from the three-point line. So, he was rebounding, 5 rebounds a game. He was coming around, and now you see Chris Paul, and you're like, oh, man, now you got Wiggs, Kuminga, you got Chris Paul, you got Clay coming off the bench, lighting it up. So, who knows how long he'll be out? Who knows? But we'll respect his privacy. Hopefully everything is okay with Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, but Bonte, it goes back to sometimes it's your time as a team, and sometimes it's not your time as a team. I don't want to get all university and energy stuff like Tony, who's probably going to call in the 9 o'clock hour. But like when you have all the things that have gone on with the Warriors this year, and you can chronicle them all, we all know what's happened to this point. Like you're fighting the energy right now, right? All of a sudden, it looks like here comes Chris Paul. We've won, 11 of 14.
Right. Things
are going the right direction. Whether it was the beginning of the year with Draymond and getting suspended and then getting suspended indefinitely. There's been so many things that it's like it's two magnets this year.
Right.
And because of their resume, because of all they've accomplished as a team, they're fighting this.
Right.
And they're still fighting, man. They're still fighting. You got to respect that.
But things were breaking their way last night too, FP. Sacramento lost to Denver. New Orleans lost last night to Indiana. And then the Lakers were losing by 21 to the Clippers.
I know, and then LeBron happened.
And then LeBron what happened. Did you watch that?
No, I just saw some highlights this morning.
LeBron went nuclear. He went nuclear. That would have been a big loss for the LA Lakers. Would have had the Warriors in that 9 spot. And they're close. The Warriors could get into that 7-8 range and be great. But LeBron just goes nuclear, hits 5 threes in the fourth quarter, 19 points. He outscores the Clippers by himself. And they still won against the Clippers. It was unbelievable. I was actually like, as much as sometimes LeBron rubs me the wrong way off the floor or whatever, he's still a phenomenal player. I used to be a huge LeBron fan, but that was special last night. That was like, wow, I had to stay up for this. And he had that look in his eye. So when I'm driving to work to the AFP, I got a little pep in my step because I'm saying, whoa, look at the Lakers and LeBron James come back like that. You see the Nuggets just turn it up on the Sacramento Kings. You got baseball now in full swing. We were discussing this yesterday. Combines flying around. I'm hearing reports about the Niners making big moves. All of a sudden, I'm saying, oh, March is near. We're a day away from March. It's turn-up time. That's why this road trip here, it's unfortunate what's happening with Andrew Wiggins because it does feel like the Warriors are starting to find their groove, winning 6 straight road games here. But we'll get to that a little bit later.